Hello, kids, and welcome to the Domestic Disturbance Podcast. 3 comics, 3 opinions, 1 shit show. Featuring Mike Keegan.
Are you just going to talk over me the whole time? Is that what you're going to do? All right, thank you. I hope you enjoyed that episode. Thank you very much.
Carla Oakerson.
I tolerate you. I think I tolerate you very well.
You don't tolerate me at all.
I tolerate you. Believe that. I certainly tolerate all your horse shit. Look at me, I'm being tolerant right now. Look how tolerant. I'm tolerating it.
And Tim Saliani.
See,
Bill Clinton suicides people was the name of my high school band.
Be sure and stop by the Domestic Disturbance Podcast Facebook page to check out any new shows, upcoming events, or to leave us some hate mail. Music from our podcast is from the hardcore band Bore. You should check them out on Spotify and Bandcamp, where you can put a little something in the hat for them and purchase their music like good little consumers. Thanks for listening, and enjoy the arguments.
Yeah, we're live.
We're live, Tim. Oh,
Hey.
That's good to hear. Welcome to this week's episode of the Domestic Disturbance Podcast. We are Carla Oakerson-less this week. She's going to be back next week. I murdered her. And
To be fair, we're all Carla Oakerson.
we're all Carla Oakerson. I win. Carla's gone for it now. She'll be back next week. We love her. And I am Mike Keegan, Tim Saliani as always. And this week we have a special guest, our buddy. He hosts another show here on Governor's Radio called Put Up, Shut Up, Stand Up, and it's affectionately known as Pasusu. And we love him. He's a good friend of ours, good friend of the show. Don Sills here.
Hey, what's up, everybody?
The
Thanks,
nicest.
Mike. Thanks, Tim.
Oh, dude, thank you for the mug. This mug is awesome.
Awesome.
Thank you.
You're awesome, my friend.
Upstairs, bourbon.
I think Don is the nicest guy in comedy. I really is. But Don also, like up front, No, Don's just a generally nice guy, but the best part about Don is you could see that at the drop of a hat, that Brentwood could come out real quick.
Yeah, when you know how it is when you grow up in a certain way,
I just picture Don and Eric Sermon hanging out on a corner.
I was in school with him. He was a year older than me, man, and he used to beatbox. They used to pound on the tables in my lunchroom and be freestyle rapping and all that. And I tried to jump into the cipher a few times. And
you have some skills. I've seen you freestyle.
Yeah. I made a go at it when I was younger. So there's two reasons why I stopped rapping throughout my life. So when I was growing up in Brentwood and EPMD came out, everybody in Brentwood then had a rap group. Everybody thought we could do this too. So we all had rap groups and stuff. And then I started to take it seriously in the early 90s, right? And I had a crew. I was with the Burnt Click out of Bayshore, all these guys, right? I was the token white dude. And then I started slowing down and quitting because of Vanilla Ice came out in the early 90s, like that. And he was so bad. Like when he started, at first he came out, everyone Ice Ice Baby was on the thing, but then all of a sudden it started to go, he started to become a punchline. And then it was really bad for white rappers at that point. So then I started.
Infinite Alabaster, that was his name.
Yeah.
Yeah. Don 8 Mile Sill.
Well, that's the other white guy was the second reason. So then I started doing this anti-Vanilla Ice type of vibe. And that's when I was with the Burnt Click and rolling with those guys. And then Eminem came out. And this guy was so great that every other white rapper had to kind of try to live up to that level, that standard. And that guy's a friggin' genius. And, I was just still doing kind of basic rhyme schemes.
At that point, who's close second? MC Search? Come on.
Dude, MC Search was
he was the shit.
He was I love, dude. He was a big influence on me, back in those days.
I love that we're peeling a Don onion layer right now. Did you have any idea that Don Sill used to cipher?
I did like a week or two ago. There was a video on Facebook. I'm like, holy shit! Like he's good.
Yeah, I used to do it back in the day, and it's funny you mentioned MC Search and those guys because Search, I always kind of say Search and Everlast. I kind of combine those two and with a little MCA from Beastie Boys, and that's how I kind of got my style. And then R.A. the Rugged Man and all that. Started, and R.A. Me and him were together. Not as a group, but on USB radio, they had the thing with white.
Oh shit, you were on Stony Brook?
Yeah, and I went there to do some freestyle stuff, and he went on before me. I didn't realize I was a legend at the. He was before but RA is one of the best out there, man.
No shit.
Yeah, man.
God damn, Don.
Too, I think.
I did not expect to start talking about hip hop on the show at any point ever.
No, I didn't. Yeah, I'm like the only minority on the show is gone this week, and now we're just Carla would love this episode.
Yeah, man, I love hip hop. To me, hip hop and punk rock music are they're two of my favorite types of music, and they're both very similar in that they've come from a real place. You have to be real. Yeah. To be accepted in both of those music community. You can't be, fake about it, So that's what I like about those places. They're real and they're rugged. And
so it's the opposite of comedy, really.
Comedy's best though when it comes from a real place too.
Agreed.
And that's why a lot of comics, when they get too successful, they lose the funny, man. Not all of them, but a lot of them.
There's that hunger. Let's face it, Relapse wasn't as good as the Slim Shady LP. So, there's that hunger. You lose a sense of who you are, I guess. But man,
that comes naturally.
Yeah.
Yep.
There is a whole lot of fake going.
Now we'll talk about Don's brief stint in amateur pornography. Don Sill.
It was a small time in my life, if you know what I mean.
I like the fact that your beard is puffing out like you're fucking Martin Van Buren. That's good. A small stint in my life. Don was a fluffer.
I was online in one of those gangbang movies.
That's my claim to fame. I was number 247.
Annie Sprinkle gangbang.
How much did you get paid? Craft services. There was a box of Dunkin' Donuts.
I could never imagine. You ever I remember Howard Stern had was talking to one of those girls that was in one of those types of movies, and then so naturally I Googled it, and then you see this long line of guys. It just looks like it's just so awkward. Like I don't know, man. I could never be on that line. I would never want to
line. You're also like getting yourself ready, and I'm like the guy themselves ready.
Yeah, it's really hard to angrily shout at your dick in the mirror when there's 300 other guys around you.
And I'm just afraid, like I'm getting myself ready, and I finish before it's my turn, and I just whack off next to a bunch of dudes. Not like I'm always afraid. Like I always have the opportunity to do this. I don't.
Yeah, how do they even find out about this casting call anyway? What is that?
This is fucking my subscription to back pages.
Yeah.
Holy fuck.
Then it's like if you were ever an extra in a movie, all the extras, they sit in a holding area and they just kind of all exchange notes of like their resume of all the movies they've been in. And meanwhile, it's like, you're really not in the movie, but you really kind of are, but you're really not. You're a guy in the background, But same thing with those guys. I've been in 6 of these. How about you? Well, this is my first one. Oh, you're a newbie, huh?
Yeah. You never want to admit that.
Yeah.
See that? That's my work. I was tourist number 3.
That's me. If you pause it right there, I'm the guy with the suitcase in the airport. That's me. The blur. Some guy.
That's it, a blur. Holy shit.
Yeah. Mom, look at my head.
What was? Wow. I wanted to start off. I was hoping Carla was going to be here because we had discussed talking about Disney's decision to label the Muppets, I guess, risque.
It's like we have things we want to talk about this week, and every single one of them is just so much more cringeworthy than the next with what they're do.
Yeah,
society, man.
Yeah, so basically, to set it up, like the Disney Plus has the Muppets on there now, and they're gonna have a warning before every episode saying that there's gonna be cultural appropriation or whatever. What are the warnings today?
This program includes negative depictions and or mistreatment of people or cultures.
Oh my god!
Is it because there's a frog that fucks a fat pig?
I was gonna say it's because there's a whatever that fucks chickens, but
I thought PETA was just angry because of the dog wasn't playing the piano right or something. It's just so crazy, man.
It's the goddamn Muppets. I know Gonzo looks Jewish, but
I mean, and Ralph, he looks kind of raggedy, and if there's anybody on that show with flavor, it's Ralph. So I think it is kind of racist.
I mean, to me. Go ahead, Mike. Sorry.
I was just saying, you just can't let innocent shit be innocent shit anymore. You have to find something. You have to make up your own somethings.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. I was like, if you dig back into anything, if you go into the archives of anything, you'll find something wrong with it. SJWs are looking for something to be angry at. They're going to find something to be angry at. I mean, they're canceling Leave It to Beaver just because of the title. I don't think they watched the episode, but they were just like...
Yeah.
Well, there was that one episode where Eddie was fisting Ward, and
and the beaver walked in.
That's right.
What are you doing? Golly gee, Ma.
They had to clean up with Wally's sweater. Oh God.
I moved Dumbo because the crows are racist, and
I mean,
but
Heckle and
that's
Jekyll.
hilarious racism. Come on.
I mean, listen, if you're like, Disney is not the bastion for anything. It's Walt fucking Disney, for Christ's sakes. You know, I'm surprised he doesn't have, since he owns the Muppets, he probably owns Sesame Street. I'm surprised he doesn't have Elmo saying, Elmo says the Jews did 9/11. That guy was an absolute anti-Semite. And
yeah.
Like the kids aren't pick up on the racism unless you point it out, and that's exactly what they're doing.
They're looking for it and they're finding it, and I think if whenever you look for something, you're gonna find it, even if you kind of fabricate it in a way, like like twist the truth. You can find it. Now, there are probably some stuff in there. I haven't watched all the Muppets episodes, but there probably is some.
There's
stuff
things.
Questionable, yeah.
Well, I mean, we have to remember that, like, this is the fucking late 70s, right? It's a completely different time. And if you're watching this with your kids and there's something that comes on that's like, wow, that was kind of a rough one. If they ask, you have to explain, hey, listen, that was a different time. It was a different time.
Exactly.
Just
same thing when you watch Little Rascals, or if you watch any of these old Western movies, or I mean, the list goes on and on. When you watch like Gone with the Wind or something, whenever you watch these things, you got to remember the time that it was created, written, and all that. Like, the same thing with Mark Twain novels.
Yeah, exactly. And they're classics, and you can't just erase them. And if anything, they could be used as a tool to learn and to overcome racism.
Exactly.
I wonder if Carla's screaming at her phone right now.
Oh,
3 white guys discussing race.
This is her nightmare.
It really is.
This is the woke nightmare right now.
Of nightmares, yeah.
It's literally 3 seconds before the show starts. Like, so first of all, it's like, who gives a fuck? All right, so throw it up there. That's fine. I'm still gonna watch.
Yeah.
It's not a big deal.
I'm gonna jerk off to it.
I mean,
I'm gonna enjoy the delicious racism that I now realize is happening in front of me.
Delicious race. I think the only people who are gonna watch it are gonna be guys in our demographic anyway. I can't see young kids being interested in watching that nowadays when they have TikTok to look at for 24/7.
Yeah. I mean, kids aren't watching. What was it?
Don, we brought up the Little Rascals. I did hear that somebody said that they saw Little Rascals episodes recently, and I know that Bill Cosby had bought all the rights because of the racial undertones, and that he bought the rights that nobody would see it again. But I think now that he's like in trouble, I think he released and he sold them back.
Needs the money.
Because he needed the money, and now the Little Rascals are back on TV, I heard.
Ah, cool. I think the Little Rascals are, yeah.
He bought the rights to The Accused.
Yeah.
If you watch the Little Rascals, you could see, how the world was back then, but it wasn't really racist. They all got together. They all hung out together. If anything, it was showed kids all getting together.
You have a beautiful white child with the kid with the dreadlocks, the dirty kid with the
Oh, for fuck's sake, Mike.
Oh, I hate it. I was like, all right, the show's been on for 15 minutes and they've discussed hip hop and racism. 3 fucking pasty white fucking
Yeah, we have no business speaking about either.
No, but
we should just talk about standing in the H&R Block lobby at this point.
Talking about stock trades and things. No, but
now let's tackle prison reform now.
It was well played.
Good stuff, man.
It goes into the other thing that I saw where there's starting to be grumblings about canceling Grease. Right.
I saw that.
I'm all for it personally. Fuck that movie. Fucking hate Grease.
What do they say is wrong with it? Like misogyny or something? What's the problem with Grease?
He's a little forceful. There is. I'm sure there's racism in there. I'm sure.
Oh, like in the car, in the drive-in when he was trying to make moves on her?
Yeah.
And then like in the songs, like, you know, in the did you what, I don't even remember the word, but
the tell me more.
Tell me more, tell me more. Did you give her your pipe or whatever the fuck they say?
Right.
Did you
So
give her your pipe?
Your pipe.
Grease 2 is way dirtier.
Did you give her your pipe?
Did you give her your pipe?
Fucking Mike Tim Rice Keegan.
You finger her ass.
Did you finger her ass? Then I'd be tell me more. And I waited on the line.
I hate that. I can't stand that movie. I can't stand that that movie's a thing. I don't like that it's having a little resurgence because my generation is nostalgia for it for some fucking insane reason. It's worse than the Fred Durst John Travolta movie, in my opinion.
Wow. Worse than
But
Fred
still-
Durst.
Yeah.
Few things are worse than Fred Durst, and but like you were saying though, like you don't like the movie, but still talking about canceling it. Give me a fucking break. It's a movie from the 70s about the 50s.
And you figure the SJWs would like it because it was originally a play on Broadway, and it's a musical.
I
Why
don't.
was it-
God damn.
Don't they all love musicals?
Yeah, you know the fags love that shit.
Oh, for fuck's sake. You know what is annoying to me about and cancel culture is going to be the big boogeyman, I guess. The thing that's annoying about it is like just because one or two people say something doesn't mean we all have to fucking listen or watch or fucking spread them. Like it's nonsense. But a news outlet picks up that like, you know, some woman is breastfeeding the homeless and all of a sudden it's a thing. Like it's absolutely fucking ridiculous.
No, listen.
Feeding the homeless.
Like it's just a thing. Like, you know, well, you know, she goes out during lunch and breastfeeds the homeless, or you know, whatever the case may be. Something that's really, really insane. Like the woman that paints her face with her period blood. I think I read that article. You know, and she says it. You know, it's better than Dr. Zizmore.
It's good for the pores.
Yeah, it's good for the boys. It's just insane to me, though, that like it gets picked up by one or two outlets, and then it becomes like, oh, this is gross, and then, well, I'm a vegan. Like everybody's got to fight over everything. If we stop paying attention to nonsense,
You're right. Even like David Letterman's now, he's becoming a victim of that too. They were saying because of the interview he had with Lindsay Lohan, that where he kept bringing her stint in rehab, and he wouldn't let her get in. He was making her feel uncomfortable, and then all these college bloggers have to fucking attack him for that. And they don't even know who David Letterman is.
That's the thing when you look back and you could dig up these things. Like didn't Kimmel get in trouble too for supposedly what's the girl from Transformers? He was sexualizing her. And she said
Megan Fox.
Yeah, she was like, I was 14 and they made me dance. And he's like, well, hey, you were a hot 14-year-old or something. He said like something along those lines.
Oh, wow.
And he was getting on the cancel block, but you know, he wiggled out of that one. But
and look how he made his bones. He made his bones by fucking having chicks jump on trampolines with the bikinis on, you know? So
yep, people forget all that kind of stuff, but
start to eat their own and
Start to eat their own. It's true.
Yeah, for Letterman to be on the chopping block, for the people to focus on Letterman. He was one of the first of the late night guys to really come out and start swinging his ideology. You know, like Sarah Palin, right?
Yeah,
absolutely.
He went off on her, man, and her family. But
that's the thing is the bloggers now they're in college. they don't remember David Letterman. They don't know who he is. They just know that this is some white male monster that's attacking this poor little girl who has a drug problem.
Yep. First, they came for Mike Keegan, and I didn't say anything because I was not Mike Keegan. Then they came for David Letterman, and I didn't say anything.
Yeah, because this whole Britney documentary has really brought to light that kind of stuff. I think that's what's the catalyst for these people now looking at all these younger pop stars and going through all the interviews and stuff and trying to find, people to cancel.
Yeah, I mean, the thing that they should realize is that, like, looking back on it now, like, yes, we can look back on shit like that and be like, ooh, it was probably a bad look. Probably a bad look. But, like, the fact that we can actually do that where we are now as a society and we recognize, you know what, like, yes, maybe we were joking around, but clearly this young lady had issues and, somebody should have been looking out for her. But, it's... You have to be happy with the fact that we've learned from that, but you can't just go and erase it.
And if you're going to erase it, we're not going to learn. Future generations are not going to learn.
And you got to give room too for redemption. You got to let people, and I'm not just talking about an apology, but I'm talking about people who redeem themselves through life, and you know what I'm saying, like with Kevin Hart, getting in trouble for a tweet he did like in 2009 or something, and then losing his, he bowed out of the Oscars that year.
Yeah.
But look at all the positive things he's done. I think he's even helped out with the gay community, the LGBTQs and all that stuff. So, I mean, give people room, for redemption,
Exactly. And,
it's
part of life, and you can't just be out of sight, out of mind, and close your eyes and put your fingers in your ears. I mean, it's life. You got to live.
Exactly.
Just want to live.
Same goes with the Muppets.
Yeah, I mean, and that's what it boils down to. Like, let's stop giving that much attention to the fact that they put a 3-second, hey, you know what? Your kids might ask you a couple of fucking questions blurb before the thing starts. And if we stop focusing on that and focusing on actual shit we need to focus on, maybe we can get some things solved.
Yeah,
exactly.
You're right.
Were there any examples of what they did, like what they're talking about? Because I'm sure they probably have a good cause to do that. I just don't know exactly what. Like,
I don't think specific examples, but they said there were some racial undertones depicting Asians and Native Americans. And who really gives a shit? No.
There was that time that
Ruth Fuzzy, somebody.
Fozzie made Scatman Crothers spread sand and do a little soft shoe. That was an awkward episode.
I just keep blaming those two old guys in the balcony. They probably up to
exactly.
They really are.
They're racists.
We want to live in a world where we can't make fun of Asians.
I want to believe that they are just delusional, and their delusions are the Muppet Show. I think it's an Inception type of situation with the Muppet Show.
I like that. That's got some legs, man. It's just all through the eyes of those guys.
There is a thing out there, a theory that Kermit predicted or caused 9/11, and I have to look it up. Honestly, I have to look it up.
That sounds, I want to hear this one.
Because it's definitely something that I was like, wait, what? Like, it was broken down and explained, and it was like, in ipso facto, Kermit caused 9/11. I was like, what? And it made sense.
I don't think so, because nobody that flew those planes was allowed to eat pork. You know, Kermit gets down.
Wow. I mean, she was a hell of a water ballet person. So.
Oh man, but that's what it is. You're letting young people who don't want to take the time to learn and to look at their own feelings, which is like another thing that we were discussing with their new conspiracy that they think that snow is fake.
Is that true?
That, right? See that shit?
Yeah.
So apparently these young conspiracy theorists think that snow is fake because when they take a snowball and they hold a lighter under it, it doesn't melt and it chars. The snowball chars and it doesn't melt. But if you take one quick second to Google why that happens, there's a scientific reason. It's not that it's a conspiracy that the snow is fake because they think that we're having all this snow to get Texas to secede from the Union or stop them from seceding from the Union. That's how far these idiots are going.
Wow. Damn.
That's brilliant. That's brilliant.
Yeah. Texas has its own power grid separate from the rest of the United States, and they want to prevent them from seceding from the Union. So now the government's creating all this snow. And
it's just a clusterfuck down there. It's a clusterfuck. And the fact that anybody could sit around and say, yeah, no, snow's not real. Like, what do you, do we live in a, like, are you kidding? Are you?
This is what's scary is that, yeah, most of the people with these conspiracy theories and most of these SJW, these are all like 20-something-year-old and younger people that are now controlling the world, essentially, with their weird
that are
thoughts and accusations. Yeah.
Silicon Valley startups and shit, and they're the tech is what's ruling the world now.
Yeah.
And that there's going to be a legion of people that believe this, that the snow is fake and that it's all a thing to get Texas to succeed.
Yeah.
It's unbelievable.
So
And,
what are they trying to cancel Texas now?
Yeah, exactly. That's the next thing. They're canceling Texas. But it's crazy. And the reason, though, it's just pretty cool because I learned, I didn't know. I never really tried to light snow on fire, but I didn't know. I saw the video and I'm like, why isn't it dripping? But apparently when you hold the flame underneath the snowball, it automatically reabsorbs, I guess, it back into the snowball and it turns into vapor and it chars because it's actually from the lighter fluid itself. And it's pretty interesting stuff.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. I'm going to try that next. When's it supposed to snow? Like this week again. I'd probably go out there and do it.
Try it out. Yeah, I mean, I heard the same thing. Actually, one of the government spy birds told me that fucking stupid. Birds aren't real because they're just
They're just drones.
Shut up! Like, shut up! Why have we given the mentally ill a soapbox? Why?
I always wondered about AOC myself, and I just don't know.
Wow! Wow! I will let you have that one.
Speak, yeah.
No, I heard the bird theory also. My daughter actually told me that one, and I think for a second she was believing it until I, had to give her a
little lesson,
slap a bunch, and be like, "Are you out of your mind?" I was like, maybe one or two of them, but not all of them. No, I'm just kidding.
Well, do you think that's what it is? Do you think it's just because it's the generation? It's two generations below us. So basically, it's our kids essentially that are these type of people that believe these conspiracies and they deep dive into horse shit. Is it because we have overcompensated their whole lives because our upbringing was miserable? Our parents were alcoholics and fucking hated each other and whatever else. So we want to make sure the world is perfect for them and we want to tell them they're perfect all the fucking time. When really we should be just leveling with them. Like, you're probably going to turn out to be average. Just don't hit me up for money.
I agree totally. I think that each generation gets softer and softer. And I think it's because of that, because we don't want to treat our kids the way we were treated, or we don't want them to feel bad or something. So, or we want to correct the mistakes of the generation before us, what we perceive is correct. So if you look at it, look at the World War II era, those people were tough as nails. And then it went down. Then you got the hippies. Yeah. and then and now then we had us, and now we have this generation of I don't even know what do we call this generation.
Well, I would say the millennial types.
Like, what it is? It's the technology also. Like, when I was growing up and the internet was just coming out and it was a new thing for us, and we had dial up. and if I have dial-up internet and I'm waiting 25 minutes just to connect, I'm immediately watching porn, and that's all I'm gonna watch. And my mother's gonna pick up the phone halfway through the dial-up, and I have to start over. Once I get on there, I'm immediately going to porn. I'm not wasting any time. But now it's so fast, and there's so much content there, and they get into these wormholes, and they have nothing but time because they don't leave their rooms, and they go into these wormholes, and that's how you get into that conspiracy shit. And then they're like, "Oh, that shit makes sense. I'm gonna eat an edible and lick my girlfriend's butthole." That's all. Is lick each other's buttholes.
College. The thing is, I think entertainment's going to die out because these kids don't have the attention span past 59 seconds. And I fucking hate the fact that we're three guys like shaking our fucking fists on our front lawns right now.
So like listen, when we were listening to music when we were younger, we had full CDs. We bought CDs, listened to the whole CD. We had concept albums where we'd listen to the whole albums and it would mean something. And now they're downloading one song here, all 20, 30, 40 different artists, one song off a CD. And that's where the attention span comes in.
Yeah, between that and the TikTok and all that stuff. And it's definitely, like I said, like when we were younger, I'm probably older than you guys, but we only had, at first it was, basically 4 channels, to choose from, right? And then channel 11. And then, so you were forced to watch, in a way, which I think is good, all these older movies and older shows. And then you kind of get a sense of, you get cultured in a way. These kids now, like we were talking about, watching the Muppet Show or watching Little Rascals or anything from the past, Leave It to Beaver, they're never, ever going to watch that.
Yeah.
Ever.
No.
No way. They got the phone with a million other things to do on there, and they're not interested in the movies and TV.
Exactly. Growing up, if I wanted any kind of entertainment on the TV or anything, it was in the one room that we had a TV in with my parents. I couldn't go upstairs to my room with a computer. There was no entertainment on the computer. I didn't have a phone that I could look at for 20 hours a day. It was with my parents, and I was watching stuff that they were kind of watching and getting cultured.
Exactly. And now to these kids, culture is, watching, 12-year-old girls on TikTok dancing around.
Yeah. Or what? I kind of started getting into it because I get bored sometimes during the day at work, and I watch. I'm watching Twitch now. I'm watching other people play video games, and I always made fun of people that do it. And now I watch. There's this one guy. His name is Sizzle Dragon.
Get the fuck out of here.
You know him? You know who he is?
I've heard of it.
Yeah, and he's got some kind of deformity where his nose looks like a penis. And I watch this guy play Fortnite. Next thing I know, I'm like, holy shit! It's been 45 minutes, and I'm gonna pull up a picture of him because he's so odd looking, and he's so good at Fortnite that I'll waste like an hour and a half at work doing this shit, and like people are waiting for me to fix their computers.
He's become one of the the Sizzle Drag has become one of the characters he's played so much. He's he's becoming his own avatar.
I'm a 12th level dick nose. Actually, it's.
This is him.
Damn. Yeah. Oh wow. Damn. Look at that nose.
What in the fuck is that?
Wow.
And his nose kind of comes down like a penis.
He looks reptilian. I think he might be one of the aliens that
Dude, the nose, it looks flat. Yeah. Is that fucking Rum Tum Tugger? Like, what's going on there?
Isn't that fucking freaky looking?
Yeah, holy shit. No wonder he's great at video games, because he can't go out in the real world.
Nobody wants to look at him outside.
He literally looks like that Kids in the Hall chicken.
But I'll watch this guy play Fortnite for like 45 minutes at a clip, and I'm like, what the fuck am I doing?
Yeah. Yeah, and there's big bucks in that. If you're good at that, you could get on Twitch, and I mean, those guys are making some money, man.
Oh yeah, he just became a Facebook partner. That's how it keeps coming up on my Facebook feed, and I'm scrolling, and then he'll come up, and then I'll fall into a hole and fucking watch this fucking freak of nature play.
I'm really pissed at my guidance counselor that I wasn't informed that I could just fucking sit there playing a shitty game all day and make millions.
Yup.
It's insane.
Pissed.
It's insane. These
I
guys,
may find his grave and go take a shit on it. I might. Fucking real.
I knew this stoner kid, and all he would do is play Call of Duty. This is like in the Call of Duty first came out. And then years and years later, I caught up. He was like my friend's nephew. I saw the kid again, and he was like, "Yeah, playing professionally." And I was like, "Oh, that's nice." Like, thinking it was like cute. Like, okay, yeah. Then I found out he's making like real money in these tournaments and stuff, and I'm like, "What? Wait, what? This is real?"
Exactly.
I never was able to watch people play until Hugh and Tim did Couch Quest. And I started watching Couch Quest, and I can watch those guys play.
I can watch them for hours too. That's what got me into it too, because I was like, who's gonna go onto this Twitch thing and watch people play video games? I would play my own video games.
Yeah,
and I'm watching people that are making money doing what I want to do. Like, I remember I was like 12 years old, and I entered an NBA Jam tournament at Blockbuster, and I came in third place, and I just wanted to kill myself, and I gave up on video games then, kind of.
I wanted to be Fred Savage's little brother in The Wizard.
Yeah, exactly.
They used to do Nintendo Championships. I don't know if Mike, you may not be old enough for it. I don't know, Don, if you remember. But they did Nintendo Championships. Yeah. And you would play at, like, Macy's and then get a ticket to go play at the Coliseum. And then if you beat everybody at the Coliseum, you could go out to L.A.
Exactly.
It's crazy.
It's my dream.
Did you ever see The King of Kong, that documentary?
It's my favorite movie of all time. I'm not even kidding you. It
is great, right? I mean,
Billy Mitchell is a goddamn hero.
Dude, it's insane.
It is unreal. I have actually gone to, this is how much I love this movie. I've gone to Fun Spot on 4 separate occasions just to walk around and scream, there's a kill screen coming up. And that might be funny to 4 fucking people on the planet, but goddamn, it's awesome. Mike, you have to watch this thing.
Yeah, it's a great documentary.
Yeah.
It shows like these, the best of the 80s era of arcade games, and then that one guy was like the champion, and to this day he's still like, I don't know if he still holds the title of it, or he's kind of like, he walks with some swagger. He's like an arrogant dude. He's like,
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
This guy has a long, like, dark hair, Kenny Loggins beard, all right, and he wears black jeans with a shirt tucked in, and always a patriotic tie. Doesn't matter what. It's always patriotic.
Yeah.
He sells hot sauce for a living.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
And he might be the philosopher of our generation. He said the greatest thing I've ever heard, and it's probably been said before him, but the way he said it was funny. He said, he's like, if you're not the lead dog in the pack, the view never changes. And I was like, oh my God, I'm getting that tattooed. You gotta watch it.
Quote to live by, man.
It's amazing. Amazing. He's such a dick too. God damn it, what a piece of shit that guy is. Yeah. So the other thing I wanted to talk about was Ted Cruz, and what our thoughts on Ted Cruz are.
It was my favorite thing of the last couple of weeks.
Yeah.
Fucking not a Ted Cruz fan, so it relates to your background, Tim, because so I mean if everyone has to know what happened, I mean, with everything that was going on in Texas and people going without power and going through all this chaos, and Ted Cruz decides to fuck off to Cancun with his family.
The layers on this thing were fucking mwah, because first he gets caught going, and then he's
he was
like,
definitely caught too. He looked like he was like, oh shit.
Then he goes, oh fuck, I'm caught. I'm gonna make up a story and blame my kids.
Yeah.
Then, when they find the text messages that they literally were like, you know what? It's cold. Let's get the fuck out of Dodge. $300 a night rooms.
Yeah.
Let's go. And he tried to sit there and say, oh, I was just dropping them off. Motherfucker, you packed for a week.
You dropped them off in Mexico, you fucking idiot.
As soon as he saw the cameras and the media, he was like, fuck. So I'm not Ted Cruz. I just look like him.
I was just they got there safely.
Yeah.
First of all, Ted Cruz is the easiest and most fun person to make fun of. And this just was glorious. But I heard it was planned before because I think in August, late August, he had signed up for the wet T-shirt contest at Senor Frog. So he had to defend his title. Is why he was going there.
I think he could have won because I saw them jiggling in his shirt when he was trying to dodge the cameras.
I also love the fact that he has now spent like the past 4 days taking every imaginable fucking photo op that he could put. And the best part about it is he's not even anywhere cold at all.
Yeah.
He's got sleeves rolled up.
Well, now it's like 70 degrees back again over there now.
Is it?
Everything.
Yes. Yeah. So they bounce back, but yeah, I mean, it's just not a good look. Even if you had it planned, that's when you go, honey, I can't go. I'm Ted Cruz. This is my state. I can't go. The pipes are bursting.
You got to know the microscope that you're under, and it's your state. And like it's like he like half like gave a shit. Like he came back with like his hair half cornrowed.
I think my favorite thing about it all is knowing that not even Ted Cruz's staff give a shit about Ted Cruz. The fact that nobody said to him, you know what? The optics on this one don't look too great. Maybe you want to reconsider? Sure, send Heidi and the kids down there, but maybe you want to stay behind. It's okay.
Exactly.
We'll put you in Arizona.
He's got
fact that nobody had his back on that one. They just kind of let him go, and
he gets so much weirder looking every day. Now he's got this weird non-mullet thing going.
Ever since he grew the beard out, he just kind of starts. I think he's having some kind of weird midlife crisis. I think he's like similar age as I am, and I try to avoid that midlife crisis at all costs, man. But it's not easy. I'm going to get a back tat tomorrow. No.
I mean, he looks like a fucking thumb with nail fungus. He does. It's fucking weird.
Oh man.
Just stop. He's the most hateable person of all time. I wish he would just move next door to Rand Paul's neighbor on the other side of him and have Rand Paul's neighbor just beat the shit out of the both of them repeatedly.
Rand Paul's angry neighbor.
Yeah.
I want to know where he was in Cancun when he got the message that like, oh, you're pretty much fucked now. I want to know if he was like at Pat O'Brien's drinking a hurricane.
I think he knew when he was on the plane and there's paparazzi taking a million photos of him while he's trying to get his seat.
Yeah,
he's like,
"You're flying United, asshole." You know? Like,
the whole time he's just like, "Shit, this sucks." He's just so pissed. Why the fuck? Just wanted to go on vacation. Freaking fake snow. It's fake snow. It's not even real.
It couldn't happen to a better person, honestly, and just couldn't.
You knew it was bubbling up with Cruz that something was gonna pop. There was just a lot of emphasis on Cruz in the last couple of weeks.
Yeah.
And you just knew something was gonna pop, and the fact that he did it to himself, he shot himself in the foot. He gave it to them essentially.
He did it on a silver platter, Don. Jesus.
Yeah, so that was just not a smart move.
He got more shit for flying to Cancun than Jim Jordan got for covering up for a sex offender.
Yeah, I know, it's ridiculous.
Unfucking real.
It's ridiculous the way it works, and
like, does he know how many people hate him and they're just waiting for him to just fuck up just a little bit? And now you're gonna go to Cancun, and while
the state is
falling
like
apart?
has a random snow blizzard, and the power is out, and they did all the power grid is all messed up, and
Yeah.
people are dying or freezing to death, and there's just so many weird things. Hey, you know what? All right, you got the beach towels, honey. Let's go.
They're inviting friends, like, don't freeze. And he leaves his dog there. He left his dog there.
Left his dog there. I mean, it's. I love Chris Christie's reaction to it too. He's like, you gave me shit for being on the beach, huh, motherfucker?
Exactly.
Fucking real.
So then, what happened with your background now? They to troll the shit out of Ted Cruz. They hired a mariachi band to play outside of his house, which is great. It's beautiful.
Yeah, that's funny. That's funny. I don't care where you're from or what your position is. That's funny. It's just fucking hysterical.
That was great. Very clever, very smart. And I don't know if it was if they sent the mariachis there as a nice gesture or as a FU gesture, but either way, I think Ted may have enjoyed it a little bit. And just
it's
been like,
transition back into Texas culture.
Exactly. It might have been. He's like, well, now I'm calling the feds right now to see if we could deport any of these guys.
Are you sure they're not from this country? They've sang Bambaleo about 5 times now.
Ted Cruz has the nose to play video games too. I'm just saying.
You're right.
He's probably really good at Fortnite.
Yeah. Oh,
Fuck Ted Cruz. God damn it.
God.
The other thing I sent you guys that I wanted to discuss, since we're coming up on the 10:30 mark, was how does a juvenile spend 68 years in prison?
Holy shit. And then be released now. Like, if you watch like Shawshank, remember in Shawshank Redemption when Morgan Freeman said, these walls, at first you despise them, then you get used to them, then after a while you rely on them.
Yep.
Yeah.
This guy's relying on. He's going to be like Red, in that movie. How is he going to adapt? Yeah.
Like when Red comes out and he's like, I can't take a piss without somebody telling me I'm allowed to.
Right. Yeah.
And
It's fucking got a job at the Foodway. Don't think the manager likes me much.
and could you imagine getting locked up in the late 50s and then coming back and trying to see what's going on here? Like he got out and the first thing he looked for was like a water fountain that he could use.
So this guy, Joe Ligon or Legion Ligon, I don't know. 68 years in prison. This guy spent. He was given. He was given a mandatory life sentence at the age of 15, stemming from a robbery and a stabbing spree. So that's awesome. But I mean, that's
a long 15 years old. His whole life.
Yeah.
So many things he's missed and you can never get back in time. Like the best years of his life are gone. He leaves an elderly man and clueless of how the world works now, probably. I mean, maybe they trained them a little bit and put in there, but
a little bit, but what kind of quality of life are you gonna have when he comes out and he's still like talking to me like he's a young kid. Hey, what's up, you jive ass turkeys?
Wow.
Well, so it was been in there for 68 years. He was 15, so I suck at math. What was he, like close to 80, right? Or
he's like 80, 83. Yeah, like 83. But God, what? Yeah, 68 years. Just think, he's coming out and he's like, "Wait, we're allowed to sit where? What?"
Yeah, no, exactly. I know.
I could say hello to that white woman.
Like what? Like it's an entire different world.
Exactly.
Right?
If he had to get public transportation from prison, he's gonna be
Jesus fuck.
They told him an Uber was going to pick him up. He thought it was one of his friends.
Oh man, That's wild. Could you imagine being
No.
reintroduced to society after almost 7 decades in prison?
No. And I hate the fact that I even read this fucking article, because all I thought the entire time was, like you said, Shawshank. And it's this guy is just like Brooks, where he's got to be thinking to himself, the world went and got itself in a damn hurry. You know?
Yeah, exactly.
I think we're gonna go to the park and see if Jake is there. Okay. Fucking real.
And at that age, like, you would think too that a lot of if he had any friends or family, that they might not be around anymore. Maybe he's got, I don't know, doesn't have kids or anything. I don't, unless he got married in prison, like, with so he, I don't know,
alone in the world. I would assume.
Yeah.
Sure, he's got friends in prison. I mean, I think sucks to say, but I'm sure he would probably have a better life in prison to live his life out there. Who the fuck wants to be let back out into this world anyway? People are canceling the Muppets.
Especially like, hey, well, good news we got for you, pal. You're getting out. He's like, what? He's like, he's too old to, like, you doing what?
Getting out of where?
Huh? I got all my stuff. I know where everything is. It sucks to move.
Sorry, Mike. He turned down an offer to be paroled in 2017.
There you go, right there. He doesn't want to be.
It really does say something for institutionalization. And what do you do in that set of circumstances? A 15-year-old involved in some things, like. I
know, and I guess it's somehow is an example of getting lost in the system. How, like, you're not reviewing this crime when he's 30, when he's 40, to say, this is an old crime and he was a young kid. He was 15 years old. Things are different now. And then he just falls through the cracks. Now he's 80 and he gets out of prison. The first thing he wants is Aunt Jemima's syrup, and he can't even fucking get that.
That's not even available.
That was his aunt.
Oh, wow. God damn it.
No, it is sad, because you think that they was supposed to rehabilitate, especially when it's a juvenile. They're supposed to rehabilitate them to get them back ready for society. Now, I know he had a life sentence and that there was 2 people murdered and a bunch were stabbed and wounded.
Yeah.
And but he was with a gang of kids. And I don't know what happened to the rest of those kids, if they're still around, if they died in prison, if they were.
They went on to form the Temptations.
I was going to say they started a rap group with Don.
I was the beatbox guy for them.
I can imagine that. Don Timberlake. Yeah. That story kind of blew me away. But
that's why I would love to see a documentary about that guy, though. I'd like to watch how he's living his life now, like what he's doing. I'm interested. I mean, I feel terrible for the guy.
It's got to be just an extremely hard adjustment, and with COVID and everything going on right now, not that it's good in prison, because they're basically just letting them die. It's still got to be scary. He's like, you motherfuckers let me out, and nobody's allowed to do anything.
I know.
You mean everything's closed? Yeah, sorry. The strip club is closed. Yeah, sorry.
Oh,
Cinderella's in Brentwood is still open if you want to go to Cinderella's.
Yes, it's the same 4 women still working there.
But yeah, man, I mean, it's just a crazy time to be let loose in the world. And, you hope they prepared that guy for this stuff. I'm definitely would love to know, like, they should just do a weekly update. In fact, somebody should start a GoFundMe page for that guy.
Just to get him situated.
And just to get him settled in.
Yeah. I did hear that he has like a team of like reincorporation experts that are trying to get him adjusted. But I mean, there's only so much you could do. The guy's going to be clueless in this world.
No.
He's like, who the hell is Siri? it's like you just ask her anything. She knows it all.
Know-it-all bitch.
They should just build a sitcom around this guy, and it would be hilarious.
Yeah, I mean, we are that much closer to like the Running Man. I feel like it's
Oh yeah,
it's definitely that.
that's happening. Yeah, we are almost there.
Fucking real. I guess we'll finish off because the other one I wanted to talk about was the school board because that's something that Don brought up earlier.
Oh, that's hilarious, man.
Man, you Zoom be fucking up people.
Seriously, you gotta triple check and quadruple check that you're not turned on.
And to me, it just proves that why teachers need to go back into the school because they don't even know how to use Zoom properly.
Yeah,
So how you expect your students if you can't, and talking shit and the whole world.
So,
what happened there was it was board members that were didn't realize that they were live on Zoom and they were sharing their feelings with each other about the parents, and the parents are recording them.
Yes. One of the members said, "Are we alone?" And they all thought they were alone. And then they said, "Bitch, if you're gonna call me out, I'm gonna fuck you up. Sorry, that's just me." Wow. Let's see. Then board president Lisa, who fucking triple word score last name, chimed in saying, "Forget that there's real people on the other side of those letters that they're writing." It's very unfortunate that they want to pick on us because they want their babysitters back.
That's one of the lines that burn people. That one in the I think you have the next one probably.
Yeah, hold on here. It's where the fuck is it? No, where is it? That's trustees reveal it. No, that's their I do not need a babysitter. I don't know what the next one was.
About the guy talking about getting edibles.
What?
He probably just wants to watch the kids so they could stay home and eat edibles and whatever.
Yeah, he's talking about that he likes edibles. I forget what the quote is, but something along the lines of edibles. And I think he may have mentioned where he gets his weed from too, or something.
He's Northern California, so
it's legal, semi-legal there, right?
Yeah,
it's legal. Yeah, it's legal.
And needless to say, there were 5 openings on the board the next day.
That's what's crazy, that the entire board is gone, dismantled. They all had to resign. Yeah,
I don't see that fucking quote in here. God damn it!
I didn't see the exact quote, but I know he mentioned that it's the parents that want to dump their kids off so they could get high all day. And
I mean, I'm not gonna say yes. Yes. I mean, let's be honest. They're not wrong. They're dumb for leaving the mic on, but like we have turned education in this country into pretty much just where we can ship our kids off to for 8 hours a day, so we can go work for people that we can't stand. Like that's life. That's what we've done. That's your educational system right here. Just send them off so they're not in my face, so I can make money that I can spend on them to try to make them happy. It's an endless cycle of horseshit. Having said that, turn the fucking mics off, dummies.
Seriously, quadruple. I'm always so careful because I'm always talking shit about other people. So
I can vouch because I usually bring it up.
I mean, up until 3 seconds before we started recording tonight. I mean,
yeah, I triple checked.
Literally, we were running the intro and saying things that could get us kicked out of comedy.
And when you saw the teacher's face, though, when she's like, "Guys, they said we're live right now." Her face, and then the other lady was like, and you can see they were all the fear of like, oh shit, and then like we got like 30 people watching. It's more than ever. Watches Put Up, Shut Up, Stand Up is watching us right now.
Live for that moment on all these Zoom fuck ups when you see that, just the eyes like, oh shit, and realize,
oh god, so funny.
You see people that are taking shits and they realize that they forgot to turn their camera off. Or even the thing last week they were talking about with the cat, the guy.
Oh, that was great.
The
cat thing.
and you see the cat eyes fucking light up.
See,
He's like looking around. Yeah.
And you just see him looking around like, oh, shit, I'm not a cat.
I'm not a cat. I'm here. I'm not a cat.
Not a cat.
Everything has happened on Zoom in the last year. There was a murder on Zoom. Remember the Zoom meeting, and the guy killed his father or something like that. And then there was the
Jeffrey Toobin.
Yeah, Toobin got caught masturbating in the middle of one, and now the cat face, and now the school people. It's just nuts.
I like to YouTube like Zoom bloopers where people and there's a lot of shit out there. But
I gotta check that out. I didn't even realize they had that Zoom.
There was one where it was there was a Google Classroom meeting going on, and you just see this big fat mother walk by naked in the background, and she walks by naked and then just like stops and fucking like Homer Simpson backs up like.
And there's always somebody recording these things and leaking them. Great.
Or like a chick, she's in like an interview with her new boss or whatever, and her dad walks behind her with his dick out. Like,
oh my god,
so many of them. It's so great, and I want to do an episode of just reviewing those. We should do that.
We can do that. We can do that.
Three of us should do like a riff track.
Yeah, I'm down to do that. That'd be great.
Yeah, we'll fucking break up clips and get that shit. Because there was that one reporter guy that wasn't wearing pants. I feel like that was kind of the thing that started it.
Oh yeah, remember that dude? Yeah.
Yep. Unreal.
So much
even us, like one time, like I was in my bed, I was taking a shit while we were recording, I think, on this show or another Zoom thing I was doing, and Carla recognized like my bathroom wallpaper. She's like, "You taking a shit right now?"
Yes, you tried to hide it by saying that you were in the bathroom because you were trying to charge your phone.
Yeah, I was trying to charge the phone because there's like 40 people watching. And no, I've been in that room. That's your bathroom. You're sitting on your toilet bowl.
She called you out. That's great. That's like my fiance. I'll like try to whisper something to her. Like, let's say this is somebody weird, and then I'm in the store. But like, look at that guy. Look at who? What guy? I'm like, oh,
yeah, exactly.
Shut up.
You think she's doing it just to fuck with you?
No, because she'll follow up. What guy? And then I gotta make some up. The guy from down the block from the other day. Remember? I just make something up. And meanwhile, the weird dude is like looking over at me, like he knows, but I covered it up, so he lets me slide.
The guy with glasses standing right next to you. Huh? What? No. My neighbor was.
Yeah, exactly.
No. You said that guy. Unreal. Well, Don, thank you for hanging out with us.
Yeah, this is a blast, man. You guys rock.
That was a lot of fun. We got to have you back when Carla's here.
Yeah, for sure. I was bummed out that she couldn't make it. I wanted the whole, domestic disturbance experience, man.
I'm not. This is the first Tuesday in a while I can go to bed without thinking, I'm not going to have a girlfriend in the morning.
It's funny because it's the first Tuesday I can go to bed and say, I'm not going to have a Mike Keegan in the morning. Seriously, though, it was thank you for hanging out with us.
Yeah, man.
Tomorrow, what do you got going on tomorrow for Put Up, Shut Up?
Tomorrow we got you guys know Mike Burton, the comedian. Mike Burton.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he's going to be on. Yeah, we have a great conversation. Talk a lot of comedy on there. He has a special on Dry Bar, comedy special. We talk about that a little bit, but I also because we get into talking about comedy, so I go over a time when I bombed, and he kind of walks me through it, and so yeah, I show some of my stand up on there. So if you guys ever want to see,
fuck yeah.
It's not good, but you guys could see. This is
even
2000. Better. This was 1999 at the brokerage. So
nice. I would love. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna check that out because you guys have to watch it. Mike Burton's one of the funniest dudes. First time I ever did a show with Mike Burton, I was brand new. We were doing a show at it was a hostel, a youth hostel in Harlem. And it was in the boiler room of a youth hostel.
Wow, damn. That sounds like a horror movie.
Yeah, oh dude, it was brutal. And
or the sexiest movie of all time.
Exactly. But he's like, yeah, I just did Letterman, and now I'm here. Like, you know, like it's fucking...
Yeah, he's awesome. He was great. It was, my first time ever meeting him, talking to him, and he was super cool.
Awesome.
Yeah, definitely. Tell him I said hi. He's a good dude.
Yeah, for sure, man.
Awesome.
Great.
That's tomorrow at what time you guys are on at 8?
7:30.
7:30.
Yeah, 7:30, 8:30.
Yeah.
And so tune in.
Awesome.
And then it's good times. This will be the last episode before the paywall hits.
Yeah. I think we'll have other people discuss that.
Yeah. Yeah, because we have the top 5
Oh,
that you guys are part of with Professor Fedora, and he gives the top 5 reasons to subscribe to Govs Radio. So everyone check that out, and you'll know all the reasons.
Yes.
Yeah. That'll be dropping this week, so we'll have something else to discuss.
Yeah. Well, thank you again, Mike. Thank you. This was fun. We actually got through some subjects, which was
awesome. Yeah, exactly.
Was
Nobody left in a huff. This was nice.
Let's be honest. People love seeing Carla just trounce us.
Yeah,
they really do.
And that'll be back next week, and then we'll have Don on with Carla.
That would be awesome. All right, kids.
That'd be awesome. Good times.
We will see you later. We hope you enjoyed this episode of the Domestic Disturbance Podcast, and if you didn't, even better. You can show us your disdain by sharing the show from iTunes, Spotify, SoundCloud, and Google Play. Though honestly, nobody uses Google Play. Check out our Facebook page for any upcoming comedy shows or appearances from Carla, Mike, and Tim. Also, don't forget to check out our favorite band, Bore, on Spotify, or purchase their new EP, Bore 2, on iTunes or Bandcamp. We'll see you next week, Rageaholics.